STEM Sherpa is helping parents become better teachers. Who else is better prepared to work with their students? One-on-one, they've got the interest, and you now can look at some new ways of it sparking interest in being creative, solving problems, and curiosity. It all goes together. So let's take a look at a couple of projects and then go back in the next few films and expand on those. We've written several books on curiosity and helping students become better creative people. And one of the things you need to know is that creative people are serial creators. They solve problem after problem and problem until they get to a point where they're satisfied. And that carries over to new situations. For instance, in finding a better way, you may be interested in where the Braille system came from. The student that invented this, Braille, was blind. He was looking for a better way to read. His instructors had a very cumbersome way of making books, but he came up with a series of dots. Perhaps because he was a musician and was used to thinking about notes, so you can expand on that. Or perhaps they're interested in astronomy or astrology. The original astronomers tried to predict what was happening. They ran into problems because of the inflexibility of astrology. But other people looked at the sky and noticed that certain planets go backwards. How did they change that into the astronomy we have today? There are other things around the house, though, that you don't have to rely on my books. My books tend to be multi-step books. They go from astrology to looking at individual stars. So let's look at a couple other things that you can look for around the house. Oh, let's see. Here's one, a razor that I have that I wasn't particularly interested in. So what do you do when you find something that takes an entrance for electricity and turns it into a spinning motion? Maybe you can fix it, but the first step is opening it up. If you do this type of thing, make sure you have permission. So here we have the interior of this one. We've lost our cap, but we can pull that back. We have where the electricity comes in, a battery, a switch here that turns it on and off, and a motor, and a series of gears. This switch moves this outside lever, moves this switch right here. How does that fit together? A little further, if you have permission, is to take it apart and finding out what these are. Or cleaning it up. Maybe it's not so bad after all. You can graduate to bigger problems, such as this timer. How does it take electricity, converts it into a clock, and turns on and off? You may be familiar with this. But if you have one that doesn't work, then what you can do is take it apart and find the pieces in it. How do the pieces connect? Well, we're not going to connect all these pieces, but this is the motor. This is a very small switch. It connects to this outside switch, and you can trace what's happening. Now this is a longer procedure, and in STEM Sherpa videos we have 3 videos about taking this apart, in which we explore the motor, how a switch that controls electricity tells this thing to come on and off. How does it do that? The turning of this knob. There are other things that you can do. Books help because you can go back and repeat them. Everyday objects are nice, but you got to keep track of all the pieces and be prepared not to be able to get it back correctly, but if you can get it back correctly and fix it, then you won a small victory. So visit us at STEM Sherpa. Look for some of the books on creativity and some of the videos, especially the one on the motor, which takes quite a while to explain how a timer works. It's all packed in there, and every one of those pieces has a purpose. So this is Martin signing off. Hope to see you soon again.